Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to solve another important problem from Leetcode, and this is one of the most common coding interview questions. So this particular problem is about valid parentheses, and let's dive into the question and solve it step by step. S- Yeah, so let's begin. So in this particular problem, we have a string, and in this particular string we have mainly three types of, you can say, the brackets or parentheses here, and we are going to validate that this particular
Under
parenthesis is
these,
valid.
under this particular problem, we have three instructions out of which we can validate that it's a valid one or not. So the first pointer is open bracket must be closed by the same bracket. Okay, so basically, if I'm opening it with a curly bracket, so it should be closed with curly. It should not be closed with another bracket. Okay, so it's kind of you can say square bracket or something. So this is the first pointer here. And the second point is open bracket must be closed in correct order. So basically it means if I'm opening a bracket, curly bracket, and after post that I'm opening another square bracket, so these are kind of I'm going through one layer, then the second layer. So the next time when you exit out of this particular center, there should be a square bracket, that means the second layer, then the first layer. So if I'm going through this and I am getting another bracket here, so it's a false parenthesis, or you can say a invalid parenthesis. Third point is like I'm going through this particular bracket, so it should be closed with uh, the same type of bracket. Okay, it should be closed with curly braces here. So in this particular problem, we are going to use a stack list, and we're going to use a dictionary with a key value pair where the closing brackets are kind of the keys and the opening brackets are kind of values here. So for each and every opening bracket that we are going encountering in our sample string, we're going to append that particular bracket here in this particular stack. And when there is a closing bracket, so we are here, so in this particular case we are going to check that if our stack is empty, because if it is empty, then uh, we can say there is no opening bracket there, and we can directly return it's not a valid parenthesis. Suppose there is some value, okay, post this closing bracket. So in this case what we're going to do is we're going to pop this particular element, the last, or you can say the topmost element of the stack, and we are going to check that this particular element uh, matches with our uh, whatever the character. So the character is this one, right? So the value would be for this particular character that in our just dictionary would be this. If it is not matching with this, so we can directly return it false. If it is matching, then well, good, we are on our way to publish that is a valid parenthesis. So suppose that at the very end we are going to check that this particular stack is empty, and we're going to do a assert there. Okay, so let's code it out. So for I in, sorry, char in s, so if this char is in our match bracket, so we are going to append our stack, right? So that's what we mentioned earlier. So if it is not matching with our dot values here, because we're going to check that opening brackets and values, so we're going to add those values first in our stack. If it is, then the if it is not matching with our values, so we're going to check another condition in which this particular match character is matching with our keys. Yeah, so here suppose it is matching with our keys. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to check that that stack is empty or not, because in that way we can check that okay, it has a directly a closing bracket or it has nothing. So what would be the need to add it a closing bracket? So it eventually it will be violating this particular rule. Okay, so now moving on to the next condition where stack dot pop. So the topmost element, you can say, or the last element of this particular stack list should not be equal to the matching brack. Okay, matching brack, the character. So this, what does this matching brack indicates? This is like the value of this particular variable, or you can say the value of this particular match brack. Yeah, so suppose till here we have added this in our stack. So stack contains this particular elements. Okay, now the we are at this particular position, and this closed bracket is in our iterating char value. So it is matching with our key, right? So key will have this closing bracket. So this is the one. So it will enter this particular condition. And if we're going to check that if stack is empty, so then okay, and okay, it is not empty, then we're going to check this condition where stack dot pop. So stack dot pop indicates this particular opening bracket. So the match value of this match bracket char would be the value of this particular dictionary. And so for instance, the match pop stack dot pop would be you can say this opening bracket, and we are matching it with you can say match bracket dot char. So the char is this closing bracket. So the char, the value of this match char closing bracket is this. So it is matching with this particular. So here they are equal. So in this case, let me give you that particular. So else in this case we are not going to do anything, we are going to let it pass. Okay, now suppose there is one more bracket that is coming here, that is close square bracket. Okay, so in this case it would match this, so it would be not matching. So in this case we can say that this is not our ideal or you can say valid parenthesis. Okay, so we can return here false, and the next condition would be for this particular, suppose the values and keys that we are matching it with this particular character, so it is not matching with either of these two. So in that case we can go and add a else condition and check it, like we can give it that return false directly, because we are validating for these three brackets itself. So that's it. And at the last we are going to do a check. So in the check we are going to return the result of that particular check. So that would be this. So stack, if it is not equals or equals to empty list, so in that case the return will be true. If it is it has something in this particular stack and it is we are matching it with the empty list, so it will return false. So in this case we'll get our expected results. Let's run this particular run this particular solution and let's see what we get out of it. Okay, so there's some syntax error. Okay, so okay, sorry about this part. This for example. Okay, okay, our all the cases are matching or accepted here. So let's submit this particular solution.
Okay, that's it. So it got submitted and it is successful. The solution is successful here. So that's how we solve this valid parenthesis problem. And if you enjoyed this particular breakdown and found it helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit a notification bell icon so that next time you don't miss a coding video. Okay, thank you. I will see you in the next one. Happy coding.